Lush, ancient jungles, serene rivers winding through mountains. This is Laos, a small, neutral kingdom, caught between giants. But beneath its quiet facade, a hidden war raged. An undeclared conflict, powered by Cold War paranoia and opium, waged by a foreign power, off the books, in a kingdom few even knew existed. This was the CIA's secret war in Laos, America's longest covert operation. A desperate gamble that shaped not just Southeast Asia, but the very nature of modern espionage. Welcome to the Shadow War Archive, unearthing the conflicts you were never meant to see. In the mid-20th century, Laos was a kingdom striving for neutrality. It was a newly independent nation, having emerged from French colonial rule. But its strategic location proved to be both a blessing and a curse. To its east lay Vietnam, embroiled in a brutal civil war. To its west, America's crucial ally, Thailand. And through Laos snaked the infamous Ho Chi Minh Trail, the vital supply line for North Vietnamese forces moving into the south. For the United States, Laos became a critical chessboard in the escalating Cold War, a buffer state that simply could not fall to communism. However, the 1962 Geneva Accords explicitly declared Laos a neutral nation, forbidding foreign military presence. This presented a dilemma for the U.S. How to counter growing communist influence and interdict the Ho Chi Minh Trail without openly violating international law? The answer, as it so often was during the Cold War, lay in the shadows. A massive covert operation orchestrated by the Central Intelligence Agency. Thus began America's secret war in Laos, a brutal, morally ambiguous conflict that would redefine the role of covert action and leave an enduring legacy of destruction. To fight a war they couldn't publicly acknowledge, the CIA needed a proxy. They founded in the rugged mountains of Laos, among the fiercely independent Hmong ethnic group. The Hmong, predominantly anti-communist, were already at odds with the Pathet Lao, the communist movement gaining ground in Laos. Led by the charismatic General Vang Pao, the Hmong became the backbone of the CIA's clandestine army. Beginning in 1961, CIA operatives, often disguised, flew into remote mountain airstrips, offering money, food, and modern weaponry in exchange for loyalty and manpower. The Hmong were trained by CIA paramilitary officers, transforming from subsistence farmers into effective guerrilla fighters, ready to battle the Pathet Lao and North Vietnamese infiltrators. This secret army swelled to an estimated 30,000 to 40,000 fighters, operating under the guise of the Royal Lao Army, but funded and directed almost entirely by the CIA. Their primary objective was to interdict the Ho Chi Minh Trail, disrupting North Vietnamese supplies and intelligence. But the Hmong also fought a brutal defensive war for their own lands, often against superior Pathet Lao and North Vietnamese forces. The CIA provided air support, intelligence, and crucial resupply, often through its proprietary airline, Air America. This covert supply network soon exposed the CIA to another, far more insidious shadow economy, Laos's vast opium trade. The Golden Triangle, where Laos, Thailand, and Burma met, was the world's primary source of opium and heroin, and among themselves were traditional poppy cultivators. While the CIA's official stance was to combat drug trafficking, the logistical needs of the secret war often meant turning a blind eye or even, allegedly, providing indirect support for the opium trade, creating a dark symbiotic relationship that would haunt the agency for decades. As the Vietnam War escalated, so too did America's covert involvement in Laos, transforming the neutral kingdom into the most bombed country per capita in history. From 1964 to 1973, the U.S. dropped over 2 million tons of ordnance on Laos. That's roughly a plane load of bombs every 8 minutes, 24 hours a day for 9 years, more than all the bombs dropped during World War II combined. The primary targets were the North Vietnamese supply lines along the Ho Chi Minh Trail, but the carpet bombing extended far beyond, impacting vast areas of civilian land, villages and rice paddies. The rationale was to cut off North Vietnam, protect U.S. forces in South Vietnam, and bolster the CIA's Hmong army. For the Lao people, caught between warring factions and under an endless deluge of fire from above, life became an impossible struggle for survival. Thousands died, hundreds of thousands were displaced, and the country's infrastructure was decimated. The bombing also created a brutal refugee crisis, with many Hmong families forced to abandon their homes and seek refuge in increasingly desperate conditions. But perhaps the most enduring and tragic legacy of this aerial bombardment is the issue of unexploded ordnance, or UDX. An estimated 80 million cluster munitions, designed to scatter small bomblets, failed to detonate upon impact. These silent killers continue to litter the Laotian countryside, lying dormant for decades, waiting to claim innocent lives. Over 20,000 Lao people have been killed or injured by UDX since the bombing stopped, with children disproportionately among the victims. Entire generations have grown up in fear of their own land, unable to farm safely, unable to fully rebuild. The scale of destruction, concealed for so long, stands as a stark testament to the true human cost of shadow conflicts. While the bombs rained down, another shadow industry thrived, intertwined with the very conflict designed to stop communism, the opium trade. As the CIA's clandestine army grew, its reliance on Air America for logistics also became a lifeline for opium traffickers, including Hmong warlords. While the CIA vehemently denied direct involvement in drug running, critics argued that turning a blind eye to the opium trade was a necessary evil to keep the Hmong fighting. The agency prioritized the Cold War objective over the illicit narcotics trade, creating a problematic entanglement. This complex relationship fueled the Golden Triangle's rise as a global drug hub, with long-lasting consequences for international drug policy and the region itself. For years, the U.S. government officially denied any substantial military presence or direct involvement in Laos, maintaining the facade of neutrality. It was only in 1971 that a Senate Foreign Relations Committee report officially acknowledged the existence of the CIA's secret war in Laos. This official recognition, however, came years after the height of the conflict, and only after significant public pressure and journalistic investigations. For the CIA, the Laos operation became a template for future covert interventions around the globe. It demonstrated the power and peril of waging war off the books, using local proxies, and operating beyond public and congressional oversight. But for the thousands of Hmong fighters who fought bravely for the U.S., the end of the secret war brought not peace, but renewed persecution and a desperate struggle for survival. The secret kingdom had been abandoned, leaving its loyal subjects to face the wrath of the Pathet Lao, leading to a mass exodus and a profound sense of betrayal. Decades after the last bombs fell and the last covert operative left, the echoes of America's secret war in Laos continue to resonate. The issue of unexploded ordnance remains a daily threat, with brave organizations working tirelessly to clear the land one dangerous bomblet at a time. The Hmong diaspora, a direct consequence of the war, has created vibrant communities across the globe, particularly in the United States, carrying with them stories of sacrifice and resilience. And the lessons of Laos continue to inform debates about foreign intervention, the ethics of proxy wars, and the accountability of covert operations. The tragic entanglement with the opium trade also serves as a stark reminder of the unintended consequences when geopolitical objectives overshadow broader humanitarian or ethical concerns. It underscores the profound moral ambiguity that often defines the shadow wars, conflicts fought in secrecy, far from public scrutiny, with real and devastating human costs.
Laos, a country that merely wished for peace, became a theater for global powers, its neutrality shattered, its people enduring unimaginable suffering. The story of the CIA's secret war is not just a chapter of Cold War history. It's a timeless, cautionary tale, a reminder that even in the pursuit of perceived national security, the paths chosen in the shadows can cast long, dark shadows for generations to come. And a powerful testament to the forgotten courage of those who fought in a war they didn't understand, for a cause they didn't fully know, in a land that became the ultimate sacrifice. A testament to the silent heroes and the unseen costs of a hidden global struggle. The CIA's secret war in Laos is a complex, heartbreaking chapter in the annals of Cold War history. A conflict that reshaped a nation and highlighted the perilous nature of covert interventions. The stories of the Hmong fighters, the devastation of the bombing, and the entanglement with the opium trade offer invaluable, albeit painful lessons for us today. We invite you to delve deeper into this hidden conflict. What are your thoughts on the ethics of America's involvement in Laos, and what parallels do you see with modern covert operations? Share your insights in the comments below, and if you're as fascinated by these untold histories as we are, make sure to subscribe to the Shadow War Archive. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next investigation as we continue to unearth the conflicts you were never meant to see. From forgotten battlefields to clandestine operations, the Shadow War Archive will continue to illuminate the darkest corners of our past.